Crime across America, but especially in blue cities and blue states, is going through the roof right now. And you know it's going through the roof when even on CNN, they can't deny it. Here's CNN's John Avlon talking about the crime situation in Democrat-run cities.
Robbery has jumped 19%. But the story in different cities, specifically in different neighborhoods, is all over the map. In Los Angeles, murders hit a 15-year high in the first 6 months of the year. In Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, shootings have spiked to record highs, claiming hundreds of lives. While 100 miles to the north, New York City has seen murders and shootings actually decline year over year. But robberies and assaults are up big time. Now remember, these are not just statistics. They are people's lives. When the state legislature finally acted on criminal justice this summer, they decided to focus on semantics instead of solutions, officially replacing the term inmate with incarcerated person in state laws. Seriously, that's what they did. Now, sometimes we forget that public safety is a fundamental civil right, and it's often lower-income neighborhoods that suffer the most from high crime, while wealthier neighborhoods stay relatively safe. In fact, Black and Hispanic Democrats are more likely than white Democrats to support increased spending on local police. That's according to a Pew survey from late last year. Look, politicizing crime seeks to gain from other people's pain. But trying to ignore crime for ideological reasons is both callous and clueless. And it's sure to promote a political backlash.
Okay, so that is CNN admitting that something is going wrong in Democrat cities. Now, who's in charge of Democrat-run cities? Democrats. It's incredible. And you may remember that we had about 2 years as the Democrats were burning down cities and you had to board up your store and say how much you love Black Lives Matter so that they wouldn't burn your store down. The Democrats were also demonizing and defunding the police, something they say now that they didn't do, but we have video of them doing it.
So we've been talking about defunding the police.
There's some issues that we ask police to do, like mental health issues or policing in schools and all the rest, that perhaps we can shuffle some of that money around.
Suck it up. Defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police.
Mayor Eric Garcetti saying, take some of the money from policing, about $150 million.
I applaud Eric Garcetti for doing what he's done.
Not only do we need to disinvest in police, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
So yes, defund your butts. Defund you.
Yes, I support the reallocation of resources from NYPD.
We will be moving funding from the NYPD to youth initiatives and social services.
Yes, I support the defund movement.
I think you do all those other things, you don't need all the money that's going to the police department. So yeah, I mean, the spirit of it, I do support that.
Defunding police means defunding police. If these reports are accurate, then these proposed cuts to the NYPD budget are a disingenuous illusion. This is not a victory. The freshman Democrat adding, the fight to defund policing will continue.
Okay, so as you guys saw at the top of that clip, there are about 6 more minutes of that. But we only showed you about a minute of it. But those were officials in places like Minneapolis and places like San Francisco and LA and places like, what else was on there? Detroit, New York City. And they are all Democrat run. These were their own people who they voted in to say, we would like less law and order. Then crime exploded. We'll get into that in just a second. Crime explodes all over. And then many of those very same people backtrack their words because there's a cause, right? The cause is defunding the police. And the effect is, a lot of murder. So this is a problem.